there's traffic. And so I saw the water, I was like, what the beauty road then break.
Well, can't they channel it back to the waters? Like,
I don't know. I'm sure they're working on that.
They need to redesign Lagos.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to go on a break, but we're still expecting Mariam. Mariam is stuck in traffic. Yes. Traffic is crazy coming in from her end, so she's somewhere close. Hopefully, before the end of the show, we'll have her on, but definitely she's supposed to be on the show. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hello, Niger. The time is right because the prize is right here. Be a part of our turbocharged studio audience for a chance to win amazing and mouth-watering prizes on The Price is Right. Visit www.thepriceisright.ng or The Price is Right on social media for more details on how to participate.
Registration is open to all Nigerians.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put
Thanks for staying with us. All right, we're going to start with the nation. Government targets passage of new tax laws in Q3. It's impossible to create jobs with high interest on loans, says Dangote. Varsities face another round of disruption. And some stories inside the papers. So I think let's take a few stories.
Okay.
Dangote, while speaking at the conference, a conference organized by the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. He was in Abuja. I'm trying to get the exact name. He said one of the major impediments to job creation and speedy economic growth in the country is high interest rate, because it discourages investments and it hampers economic growth. He was talking about the 26.25% interest rate that the CBN recently fixed. He said it will incapacitate the manufacturing sector and make it more difficult for the economic to grow. He delivered the keynote address at the opening of a 3-day event at the National Manufacturing Policy Summit organized by the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria at the State House Conference in Abuja. Also in attendance was the Vice President Kashim Shettima, who is chair of the National Economic Council, and he reiterated that they are determined to team up with MAN to fashion out actionable roadmap and policy framework for the sector. But the businessman has shown us that the rich also cry. These policies have been stifling SMEs and some businesses, and if the richest one in Africa is talking about it, it's time for us to pay attention. One of the largest employers of labor privately cannot be objecting to setting new policies around taxes, and we'll take it with levity before all the small businesses go pack up.
Okay, so Mr. Mele Kyari, that's the Group Chief Executive Officer of the NNPCL, has said that he's going to declare a state of emergency on crude oil and gas production in the country. He was saying that we are to boost the nation's production capacity for foreign reserves. He was speaking yesterday at an event. He was a keynote address at the 23rd edition of the Nigeria Oil and Gas Conference in Abuja. So he said that the state of emergency will be focusing on tackling all major obstacles to effective, efficient crude and gas production in our nation. Added that the 12 compressed natural gas, the CNG stations, will be inaugurated today. I think he said tomorrow, so I'm assuming today in Abuja. That's really exciting. He explained that all the detailed analysis of assets will be that bedevil the country, could conveniently produce millions of barrels eventually. So I'm happy that the CNG stations will be commissioned today, and we'll see how many will be rolling out at first in Abuja and then other major parts of the country. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay, so I have activities on university campuses may be grounded from tomorrow. Non-teaching staff are set to down tools. The workers are seeking payment of their 4-month salary arrears and to resume the payment of the 35,000 naira wage award announced in October last year by the president. The umbrella body, the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, resolved the action during their 48th regular National Executive Council meeting in Benin, Edo State on June 27th and 28th. The Joint Action Committee of the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions and SANU had held on June 20, 2024, where they sent a letter to the Education Minister, Professor Tahir Maman, informing him that their members will begin a work boycott in 2 weeks if their demands were not met, and the ultimatum ends tomorrow. Also, they are happy, Also, they are not begrudging their staffs. There are some of their staff members that were paid their own 35,000 naira, but they are saying that some states have paid, many states are yet to effect payment of the wage award to their members in their universities, hereby increasing their economic woes, while some have not. That on the minimum wage, SANU asks the government to comply with the demands of labor and hasten the process of negotiation, approval, and implementation.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Moving on now to the Punch. Cholera, 33 states battle 2,102 cases as NYSC enforces strict camp rules. Tinubu 6 National Assembly's nod as tax regime begins in January. CBN threatens to sanction banks rejecting old dollar notes. 5 to die by hanging for herders killing in Osun. Southeast governors to meet Tinubu for Nnamdi Kanu's release. FG directs MDAs to patronize made in Nigeria goods. And Dangote decries high interest rates, seeks government intervention. Okay, the Southeast Governors Forum on Tuesday resolved to visit President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and interfere with the federal government to secure the release of the detained leader of IPOB, that's Indigenous People of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. The governors made the resolution at their meeting on Tuesday in Enugu. The meeting lasted about 6 hours, had in attendance all the 5 Southeast governors, Peter Umba, Charles Soludo, Alex Oti, Francis Imfurufuru, and others. So in the 5-point committee, jointly signed by all governors, the forum resolved to activate actionable plans with a view to implementing the reports of the Southeast Security and Economic Summit held in Owerri last year. The forum said they're going to be discussing the pressing issues with Mr. President and hoping to appeal to him to secure the release of Mr. Nnamdi Kanu as soon as possible.
Okay. Let me take the picture story. So, just as I said, the Vice President was chair of the summit where the Nigeria, Africa's richest man, was speaking. And he said that they have called for the prioritization of local content and promotion of made in Nigeria goods, citing Executive Order 003. So this makes the patronage of locally manufactured products mandatory, and that's the executive order is still in effect. He said that the federal government is also looking to partner, or has partnered, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria to devise an actionable roadmap and policy framework that will refurbish the nation's manufacturing sector. He then affirmed that the framework would be speedily implemented. He also said that after declaring the National Manufacturing Policy Summit open yesterday, he said that he regretted that the sector has endured a series of setbacks over the past decades. Then he said that, let me read, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I implore you to all leverage this summit to develop an actionable plan and to create changes we want in the manufacturing sector. I assure you that we shall always maintain an open door policy. He then stressed that there's a need to support local firms. Let us be reminded that we cannot achieve progress in our drive for industrialization unless we deliberately promote the production of capital goods, and we must focus on expanding our production base, prioritizing local content, and promoting made in Nigeria goods. And I'm wondering, we've heard this over and over, which Nigerian good is not good for the government? Because if this executive order is in effect, why would they buy cars from Japan? When we have locally made Nigerian cars, JC, Innocent, we have them assembled here. We make this law, we then exempt it from certain goods as per politicians' biases and preferences.
Okay. So I have the Central Bank of Nigeria has warned against the continued rejection of old series and lower denominations of the United States of American dollars by its regulated entities in Nigeria. The bank threatened to sanction lenders that reject the currencies. This was contained in a circular dated June 27, signed by the acting director, Solaji Olayemi, which was recently released on the website of the Access Bank. The circular directed at deposit money banks, bureau de change operators, and the general public cautioned against the continuous rejection of the old series and lower denominations. And the CBN said that this fresh circular followed the outcome of its consumer market intelligence, which revealed the continuation of that. That is really wrong, because it has happened to me at 2 different banks. And I keep telling them, but there's nothing wrong with this money. Why are you rejecting it? So he said...
it's smaller, like $1, $5?
Like $1, $5, yes. That, and then they will tell you, most times they'll tell you that it's old, or that the money can be new. They'll just say, but it's torn a bit.
Yeah.
I said, but this is a bank. You should be able to do something with it. So they said, for the avoidance of doubt and further guidance on the circular, the content is hereby reissued as follows for strict compliance. All DMBs and authorized forex dealers should henceforth accept both old series and lower denominations. Exactly. That's how you're banned.
Sometimes oversabi they do. Oversabi. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
We don't like to eat better.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the questions.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this. Because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? I think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking, because I know back in the day...
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I know.
I don't overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good walking.
Okay, we're still reviewing the papers. We're moving on now to Vanguard. Why prices of food items will soar higher, says investigation. Businesses won't survive at 30% interest rate, says Dangote. How public debt hit $91.46 billion despite generating $1 trillion in 40 days, says Agbakuba. CBN to sanction banks for rejecting old and small dollar denominations. Okay.
Okay, so I have the major headline, why prices of food items will continue to soar. And the Vanguard went round town. They asked farmers, and one of the farmers one Mrs. Anato Ajiji in the tomato market, Bauchi Ring Road in Jos, said they no longer tell people the price of tomato until you are out to buy. Because if they tell you if they sell for 4,000, you can come in the morning, it's 8,000. You can come in the afternoon, it's even dropped to 2,000. So nobody tells you until you're there to buy at a time. And he said this is making things difficult because Nigerians' purchasing power is still dwindling, and the various high cost of transportation, increasing inability of farmers to go to farm due to insecurity, foreign exchange, climate change effects, multiple taxation, late release of budget allocation, rising inflation, some of the reasons our prices continue to go up and down. Also, the leading lawyer, Lisa Agbakoba, mentioned how government must fight hunger and avert looming riots. The House of Reps have also urged the federal government to collaborate with state government to address food insecurity. But the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics now gave us details. Said the average price of local rice is at 1 kg is about 1,700. They said 1,608.89, indicating an increase of 189.79% in the year-on-year price increase, and it went from 555 to that amount. Also, beans has gone from 1 kg. Beans has gone from 629 naira per kg to 2,000 plus kg per kg, and they took all the details, all the food stuff that we usually.
It's a good thing that I'm taking this story just immediately after you, because Sabakoba here also told us the reason why. It's macheted more on the reasons why we're not creating enough revenue for the country. Human rights activist and senior lawyer Dr. Lisa Bakoba's son yesterday said Nigeria's public debt rose to $91.46 billion, despite the ability to generate $1 trillion in 40 years. Bakoba identified the alleged exclusion of Nigerians from key value chains, weak enforcement of local content laws, incorporation of foreign agreements, tax avoidance, and corruption as possible reasons for the development. He also called for the implementation of new measures, including the increase of Nigerians' participation in legal services, shipping, banking, insurance, drilling, oilfield services, and engineering within the oil and gas industry. In his presentation titled "The Paradox of Nigeria's Oil and Gas Industry," a policy paper, at an engagement with the media in houses, Abakoba said over the past 40 years, the cumulative revenue from oil and gas has exceeded $1 trillion, an amount that should have been sufficient to transform the nation's economy and infrastructure. He also said that funds from crude oil production are often domiciled in foreign banks, and sometimes they hold it for months before remitting them to the central bank, depriving Nigerians of substantial business and economy of potential multiplier effects. They also push that most of the jobs, drilling jobs, shipping jobs, are given to IOCs, right? And then they don't even transfer those skills, the technical skills, to Nigerians. Yes, so it's always a problem for us. And finally, he ended with something that, I think that I'm very keen on here. He said that, one sec. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
My stuff went
While you're looking for that, let me take the other story. All right. In the Nigerian Tribune. We'll come back to your story. Okay. The Nigerian Tribune. Businesses can't grow at 30%. We talked about that already from Dangote. Parties knock Wike over threat on Kinjibe. Sumal workers protest. 1 dead, 12 suspects arrested. NNPCL declares state of emergency on crude oil production. Adopts July 13th as Wole Soyinka Day, Alaki Ibadan advises. Kano Emir tussle, court to hear suits tomorrow. Bandits kill lecturer in Katsina, abduct his children. And FG clears its $50 million debt to EU airlines. Okay, before I take my story, you have one.
Okay, yes. So he said that oil rig companies have formed a cartel for tax avoidance with NIMASA. I find this so worrisome, confirming that they do not collect tax from oil rigs, and that this reflects a massive loss on potential government revenues, because the oil rigs revenue alone brings up to 3 trillion naira yearly. Imagine the amount of money we're losing. Do you understand? Which forms like 15% of the national budget. That's a lot of money. So that the loss of this revenue significantly impacts the government's ability to fund. So, yes, we need to do a lot better. We're going through an economic crisis, whether we like it or not. And letting such monies move to the foreign, to the IOCs and foreign countries doesn't even make sense for the Nigerian economy.
So let me take this story from the Alaki of Igbalan about Dr. Adedotun Gbadebo. He has urged the federal government to declare July 13th, which is the birthday of Professor Wole Soyinka, as Professor Wole Soyinka Day, in honor of the literary icon. He said this on Tuesday at the sideline of the Royal World Press Conference launch with editors selected from some media organizations at the Ake Palace in Abeokuta to commemorate the 90th birthday of Soyinka. He was asking that the federal government to bestow the second highest national honor of the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, GCON, on the first Black African Nobel laureate in literature. Gbadebo also, flanked by the celebrant Wole Soyinka and others, said that July 13 has been declared Wole Soyinka Day in Igbaland to further amplify Soyinka's uncommon achievements. Okay, any other story in tribute?
Yeah, I have the bandits attack Fudman lecturer. So there was an attack at the low-cost Yarima quarters around 1:30 a.m. on Tuesday, and the bandits attacked the residence of a lecturer, Dr. Thierry Gian David, who was the head of the Department of Agricultural Economics, Extension and Rural Development of Federal University, Dushima. And sadly, they killed him. And an eyewitness said that they started shooting, they heard the shooting, and they were all awoke by that noise by 1:30 a.m. The gunshot was all over the community. The night was scary, according to the eyewitness. And they said they left with two of the children of the late lecturer, and who they've not heard from them. When Tribune contacted the spokesman of the police command, he confirmed the incident and said that they would soon release a statement, but nothing has been heard about the children.
Okay, our final paper, the New Telegraph. Let's find a story. Nigerians spent 16.5 trillion on self-generated electricity, says Adelabu. Senate approves Kalu's motion on flood menace. Dollar. Again, CBN threatens to sanction banks over rejection of old denominations. Tinubu enjoys rock-solid support in the north, says Defense Minister. And Senate steps up move to decriminalize non-use of NIN. I have the Minister of Power's story here. He says Nigerians, according to report, Nigerians spent 16.5 trillion on self-generated electricity before, particularly fueling and servicing of generators. The minister was saying. He said the figure was arrived by research that was carried out back in 2023. He spoke yesterday while delivering his speech at the Niger Oil and Gas Energy Week. He said that what Nigerians spend on self-generation of power, on fueling and servicing, is 16.5 trillion, according to research. Looking at this, you will see that what Band A consumers pay is still cheaper compared to this, despite having 24 hours uninterrupted supply. He keeps insisting we're having 24 hours uninterrupted supply. I don't know, I don't have 24 hours uninterrupted. The minister opined that as Nigeria continues to embark on an extraordinary journey towards zero carbon emissions, it is crucial to ensure that a more just, affordable and sustainable energy system is adopted to address the industry's most pressing challenge and unlock limitless potential in achieving its objectives. Well, I don't know. We'll see how that goes with the minister. But the truth is that that 16.5 trillion, I'm sure, would have probably increased by now, because those who are under Band A would rather find ways to self-generate than pay that money to the federal government.
When they're not getting the value for their money.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, that's all we can take on Front Page Review this morning. When we come back, we're going to start with the hot topic of today. Hopefully, Mariam will be all right. We'll be here by then. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes.
Hello, Niger. The time is right because the prize is right here. Be a part of our turbocharged studio audience for a chance to win amazing and mouth-watering prizes on The Price is Right. Visit www.thepriceisright.ng or The Price is Right on social media for more details on how to participate.
Registration is open to all Nigerians 18 years and above. Come on down, Niger.
It's about time.
The Price is Right is proudly brought to you by Smart Cash, powered by Airtel.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're back to the show with our guest, who's a friend of the house, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. He'll be speaking about his upcoming event tagged the Business Sustainability Summit 2024. Welcome, Dr. Emmanuel, to our show.
Thank you very much. So let me welcome Amaka Fresh.
He said Amaka Fresh. He's the fresh one.
Welcome to our show. And then it's nice to be here. I'm missing Miriam. Why now? This rain.
The rain just shut down everybody.
Help us with our road. And then let me also thank everyone. I was here on the 15th of May to talk about my birthday promo.
Yes.
And it was very successful. A lot of people patronized us. So we want to thank everyone that took advantage of that. Some people completed their payments immediately. We've done allocation for all of them already. And this is the last month. You know, I gave them 90 days.
True.
Yeah, so all of you that
those are owing, what happens to them?
They will pay this month. The month has just started.
Yes.
So those that have not completed payment, this is your last month. And once you pay, by next month, we should be able to allocate everyone. Many people are still asking they want, but it's not one. It's sold out. But if you want Abuja, Abuja is still on. You can still get few plots in Abuja. So today I'm here on behalf of the Billionaires Conclave. You know, I'm the global president of the Billionaires Conclave, which is a global network of high net worth individuals, families, and organizations under my mentorship. And every year after COVID, we realized that a lot of companies just couldn't survive COVID. So we realized that we needed to put something in place to help people build for sustainability. Because many times we are building and we don't know what life is going to bring. But there are a lot of companies that still survive. How were they able to survive? So we started in 2022, the Business Sustainability Summit, which comes up every September. But the purpose is to be able to help business people and leaders of organizations be able to know what to put in place to build for sustainability. And over the years, we've had amazing times. And the first year in 2022, we had Tara Feladro-Toye, and then we have Namde Zobo from Slot. They've built businesses for over 25 years. So I brought them in to share in the last 25 years and how did you survive COVID. And then last year, we brought people in the entertainment and media sector. Mariah was one of our speakers last year in the conference because your view was 10. I've been able to keep it going. And then AY, the comedian, built an amazing brand. He was there. So this year, we're going to be having leadership people because we want to look into how to build, you know, a business that will go beyond you. A business that will go beyond 50 years, beyond 100 years. So the event is coming up on Friday, the 27th of September. This year, 2024, at the Sheraton Hotel. It's a whole-day event, and we're going to be having Nii Adesanya. He's a leadership person that's done amazingly well in the space of leadership, teaching how to build centenary businesses. And we're going to be bringing all the way from Abuja, Linus Okorie, an amazing leadership guru that's also raised a lot of leaders, because we want to deal with leadership issues from their own perspective, because see, everything rises and falls on leadership. If that business organization is going to succeed, you have to steer the ship. And then I'll be dealing with the systems issue, the back-end issue that will help businesses to be able to succeed. So 3 of us will be speaking at that event. So it's 8 a.m. in the morning to 5 p.m. And then there is the residential aspect of it because we have members from all over the world. So people come in to be a part of our event. So for those that want to come in for the day event, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., it's just 500,000 naira. Really? For you to be a part of that. And that money covers for the event itself, the conference material, refreshment, and buffet lunch. It's going to be an amazing time for anyone. And then for those that want to do the residential aspect, it's 750,000. So you have to now stay in the hotel on Friday night. So for those people, we're going to have a group coaching session in the night. Okay. So there'll be an evening session for residential people only and buffet dinner. Then in the morning on Saturday, before they go again, we normally have an hangout so that those that want to see me one-on-one can be able to help them out. But the reason why I'm here, as usual, is to give our people normal discounts.
That's what we're waiting for. After all the English are speaking, where's the discount?
So for those that want to come for the residential aspect, instead of 750,000, you pay just 500,000 if you pay between now and the 10th of August. Okay. So you have about 5 weeks now to plan for that. Then for those that want to be a part of the full day event, instead of 500,000, just pay 300,000 naira if you pay between now and 10th of August. So that we'll be sure that you are in, and then we'll be able to go from there. So it's going to be an amazing time.
Fantastic. So I mean, I know that one of the things you've said all in the past is that when policies change, that it takes about 18 months or so for it to stabilize, and many people are confused about how the economy today is going to affect their businesses. So it's been about a year now this government came in. What do you think businesses should expect to get from how to lead in this difficult time of our economy? Do you think?
Now, leading in challenging times for a leader is all about you going back to the basics. Most of the time when you are in business, you start out offering products and services, and you know who your target market is, and you are pushing. But as your businesses begin to grow, sometimes you begin to go into things that are not really your business. You begin to bring things on board that are not really your core issue. So what leaders need to begin to do is go back to your core business. It's like somebody, maybe in an airline business now. Airline is not for entertainment. Airline is not a restaurant. It's to move people safely from point A to point B. And I remember consulting for one of the airlines in those days. And we said, look, remove food, remove entertainment, strip it down. And they brought down their ticket and they were able to survive. So all leaders need to know is when you are in turbulent times, you need to make the tough decisions. And then you need to go back to basics. Why do we exist? You remember banks at the point were selling recharge card, selling cable. What is your business with that? Do your cut. At the point in time, telecom industry were selling handsets. What's your business with selling handsets? Sell airtime. Let other people sell. And so that's what leaders should begin to do. And there are many other things that they need to do that we're going to be unveiling as they come for this event.
So a follow-up to the question she asked. You talked about leaders, people building businesses that last beyond them. So now let's talk about innovation. How do you guarantee that the businesses that you build, that there will be people that will be innovative enough to stay in line with the businesses? There are no guarantees, right? Now,
one of the reasons why businesses don't transcend the life of the founder is because the first generation is mostly a generating generation. The second generation ends up becoming a maintenance generation. They operate business with maintenance mindset. The third generation becomes an entitlement generation. And that's why it doesn't go. So if you are starting a business as a pioneer, you start with a pioneering story. You do the grind. You push and push. But because you are pushing, you now begin to say, I don't want my children to suffer what I've suffered. So before you know it, they have a better life. When they come, I don't want what daddy has built to be destroyed. So they end up doing business with maintenance mindset. You can't build a sustainable business with survival mentality. You can't build a sustainable business with maintenance mentality. You have to build it with sustainability mentality. So that second generation must maintain what the first generation has done while innovating and pioneering new things. So no season must there be no pioneering. Every season must have pioneering. So you are maintaining what daddy has done. We are now finding out this product is a good product, but we are no more in the same season. So how do I take this product to reach out to this? So the message or the product may be the same, but the method will now be different. Then by the time the third generation is coming, you do the same. Even though they are enjoying life, they fly this, they fly that, they enjoy that, they should realize that this thing we are handing over to you, you don't only maintain it, you now take it to your own generation. And that's the way it goes. That's how you build sustainably. It's a sustainability mindset.
So back to the events, you mentioned Dr. Linus Okore and one other person. I just a little bit about the personalities because I have met Dr. Linus Okore.
Nia Adesoya is an amazing leadership guru. Is in charge of Fifth Gear consulting. He's been able to do an amazing work for many, many decades. As a matter of fact, I've known him for well over 20 years, and he started doing a lot of stuff, building young leaders on campuses, going around the country, working with the telecom industry when they came, making sure that they empower people. And then now he's doing a lot of work building captains of industry and helping them to put systems and structures in place to build for sustainability. He runs a massive leadership conference where leaders from all over the world are helped. And then Linus Okorie is in charge of guidance of the nation, GOTV in Abuja. He's done amazingly well, raising exceptional leaders in the public sector, in the political sector, in the entrepreneurial space, presently building the leadership university that will probably be one of the most amazing, memorial for our nation. So these two people have done well in leadership. I wanted us to focus this time around on the leader.
Yeah.
Because the leader matters a lot. So I said, let me bring this leadership guys.
Leaders also need mentorship. So some people will be saying, look, if I come for this event, and after, can I be mentored afterwards? So after I've listened to these people, can I be part of your family where we can now be a community or the ones
that's what it's all about. Because one of the things, why people ask me, why did you start the Billionaires Conclave, the mentorship stuff? It's because as I began to grow, I realized that I didn't have people that could counsel me anymore. All the rich people, you can't reach them. So I'm like, okay, if I face this with who I am, the question now is, there are people also going through this that need to reach. So I said, okay, let me make myself available. That's why I started the Billionaires Conclave. You'll be amazed that a lot of people are doing massive turnover, but they don't even know how they got there. Some of them, opportunity just met with preparation, money came, they have money, they are confused. Some of them don't even know how to manage the money because they don't know the difference between turnover and profits. The fact that you are doing a massive turnover does not mean it's your money. And before you know it, they are buying private jet, they are going business class, they are buying car on other people's money, only to wake up one day and discover that things are cheap. Some of them don't know how marriage affects business. So they are making money, but they are losing their marriage. They are losing their health. They don't know how to balance up, and that's why we did that. So everyone that will come, we have an opportunity to now become a part of the Billionaires Conclave. For instance, this meeting now is part of our Billionaires Conclave package. It's free for all members. So the members of the Billionaires Conclave are not paying. They are coming fully residential. So if you become a member, by next year now, you have 2 events free. The 2 days, one we do in March, and the one in September is free for all our members. Once you are a member, this is what we are doing to help them. We'll just open it up to outsiders to come and join. So call the numbers on the screen, 0809 144 7423 0809 144 7423. And so all those numbers you can screen, just take a picture of the number, call any of them. If you call, you're not getting through, send a text, they will call you back. Take advantage of the discount, because instead of 500, you're paying 300,000. And once you pay between now and the 10th of August, you're good to go. Another thing we can do is, it's not really about money, it's just to be sure for planning purpose. So if you don't even have the 300, and it's okay before, okay, I'm registering for the 300 one, or this is 100 or this 150. So that, but whatever you pay as deposit is not refundable. So that, not that you will now pay 100. You say you couldn't make it, we should refund, but we know the refund money. So don't pay if you know you are not coming. Don't be, so that, because we will have planned and paid, we can't go and collect refund from many things. So that's the way. This one I'm here now, I can't collect. If I paid you, I can't refund. So you can pay instrumentally, but once you make a deposit, you are locked in.
Okay, so we're looking forward to that September. So I know we know you have a lot of plans around the world. Could you give us a sneak peek of what you're doing? Or tell us?
You know, I just got back from Australia, so now I've completed. I get back from Australia about 2 weeks ago. So with that, I've completed the entire continent now. Every continent of the world. Australia was the only one I've not done.
Oh, wow.
I was supposed to go there in 2020, and then COVID came. So now I've completed. So by the end of the month, we're off for the second half of the North American tour. So we're going to be in Atlanta, we're going to be in Maryland, we're going to be in Tampa, Florida, we're going to be in Chicago, we're going to be in Houston, we're going to be, then we'll go to Canada, do Toronto. So we'll do all that. Then this month, we're going to Cameroon. So next week, I'm off to Cameroon. So if you're in Douala, I'll be there next week for the conference, School of Money, absolutely free. And then all of you in North America, I'm coming. Absolutely free. Atlanta, free. Maryland, free. Chicago, free. Houston, free. Toronto, free. It's free School of Money. Just come and learn. Let's empower people.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you.
Thank you for having me.
Since your money hasn't quickly finished, you have 1 more minute. So you have to tell us again.
So the program again is the Business Sustainability Summit 2024. The date is Friday, the 27th of September 2024. The venue is the Sheraton Hotel in Ikeja, Lagos. You have 2 options. The non-residential, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., All the sessions will be done between that 8 to 5. And then you'll be able to enjoy that. So instead of paying 500,000, if you pay between now and the 10th of August, pay 300,000, you have 40% discount, which is your view people. Okay. So make sure you plug in. And then if you are coming for the residential aspect, then we'll now have a special session in the night. So it's an open coaching session with me. We have dinner together. We'll do open coaching. You can ask questions. We can do all stuff. Then you sleep in the hotel for Friday night. Then on Saturday morning, we'll still have a hangout where you can meet me one-on-one before you check out by 12 and return to wherever you are coming from. Then you have an opportunity to join us in the Billionaires Conclave. Don't miss it. It's always an amazing time. And register on time because we have limited slots. We can only accommodate 100 people. Our members alone are, our members that are coming are already 42. We're there, so we are already at 70-something. I just have 30 people left. So, it's
all right. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure always having you.
Thanks for having me.
That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, continue our hot topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Hello, Niger. The time is right because the prize is right here. Be a part of our turbocharged studio audience for a chance to win amazing and mouth-watering prizes on The Price is Right. Visit www.thepriceisright.ng or The Price is Right on social media for more details on how to participate.
Registration is open to all Nigerians 18 years and above. Come on down, Niger.
It's about time.
The Price is Right is proudly brought to you by Smart Cash powered by Airtel.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one who can make time stand still forever, Mr. Kelechi Amadi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, my brother.
You love that intro, Abi?
Yeah. It was great.
Okay,
thank you.
We try like that.
Thank you.
Now my question, which I feel is a cheap question.
Oh, go ahead.
What does ISO stand for?
That is it. I think I'll drink.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
Kelechi Amadi. No. Shay, you didn't whine me. You're whining me now.
I think I'll drink. Huh? No problem.
Okay.
Thanks for staying with us. It's a rainy day today. But so some social media, we're seeing some stories that caught our attention, and we just thought it was worth talking about because it's the reality that we face. So a Nigerian certified marriage counselor and educator, Safiya Kasim, said that a woman's respect and submissiveness for her husband will naturally reduce if she's the one providing for the family. Now, lots of people have commented on this, and there have been so many angles to this. Nima was going to share a few angles from different people who had different perspective on this, and I'd like us to use that as a reference for our conversation. Go ahead, Nima.
So, Ibrahim Chatta, the actor, had trended one time when he was talking about men having a small wife plan. That when you grow old in one marriage, there's a likelihood that the woman will not be kind to you in old age, and so a man must have 2-3 other women. Don't marry one wife. And he trended at the time when he said it. Also, one OAP in Kogi recently had his divorce, and he mentioned that his regret was not having another wife backup plan. And I'm wondering, this statement is becoming true. It brings in context for me this statement by the relationship coach. What did you call her now? You know, that a certified marriage coach saying that women would most likely, over time, reduce the respect they have for a man if they continue to provide. And having listened to BC over time, there's no better truth for me than what this marriage coach said. Because BC talks about, there was a day we were on the show, she was talking about, we called it, the day that we called it a damsel in distress show. And we're saying, I'm a damsel, but I'm not in distress. And she said, no, you have to be in distress. As a woman, you must be in need. You know, feminine energy, your feminine energy as opposed to masculine energy, that, you know, a woman starts to grow masculine energy over time. And when you pair it with what this marriage coach has said, it's true.
But you know, when you look at it again, just trying to understand it from different perspective, when you say in Africa, or even men generally, love for a man is respect. And if love for a man is respect, how does a woman sustain that respect when she's financially and economically empowered? That's really the conversation. Yeah. So to him, she's no more this damsel in distress or somebody who respects me. So because she feels empowered. Now, does it now goes to show why polygamy, they say, is somewhat, and I know I'm trying to be very careful with my words here, because they say, oh, African men are polygamous in nature. I mean, we say, don't give us that perspective. But the truth is that if love to a man is respect, and the woman being empowered diminishing that respect, should we therefore begin to consider the possibility of sharing?
Okay. That's going too far.
Okay.
That's going too far, right?
Yes, I think that's going far. So for a woman to be economically and financially empowered doesn't and shouldn't diminish the respect she has for a man, right? I believe that we all have different rules coming into this world, right? Even from religion. We don't want to even come from that angle. Where even in the Bible it says a man is a provider, okay? A man is the head of the family, and then the woman should submit and be respectful. And you find out that you submit to somebody that you see as a head, as a leader over you, and that comes with certain responsibilities. Leadership, even in business, even in the churches, even in religious organizations, comes with responsibilities. So how do you respect somebody that doesn't take up the responsibilities that have been carved out for them somehow, right? But then this also brings me to the point where I understand that marriage and partnership, marriage is all about partnership. It's a team, two people working together, because both of you, your goals align, your values align, you're headed somewhere, right? And then regardless of how you want to get there, the goal is to be able to get there. That means that it's important to be kind. Kindness is an integral part of marriage or partnership or friendship, because if a man is kind to his woman, that you have 1 naira, and I'm able to see what you can do with your 1 naira, and you say, baby, right now, I just have this 1 naira. What can we do with this 1 naira? How can we feed with this 1 naira? I will respect that, and I will respect you for that, right? Yes, and because you've entrusted that to me, you've been vulnerable to me, and I know that you're not a lazy man. You're trying to provide within the capacity you can provide. Then I can work with that. And then if you're kind to me, and then I become financially and economically empowered, and I have more than you do, then I can also share. So kindness is just...
Why is it that the men have to be the one to be the first to show kindness? Because
they be heads now. You know, men forget to lead. Yeah. I was recently discussing this actress, apart from the actress, myself, Ramatu, and was on, I think on Friday, we're in studio here discussing malice in marriage. We're discussing, and I'm thinking, why do men think malice? Okay, if you decide to keep malice in your home, and I decide to retaliate it, who will end it? Somebody has to take the lead, and if it has to be the woman each time apologizing, she's leading you. Yeah. If your home, your marriage is important, and your home is important, even if you have a little issue, leadership is that, oh, this fight we are fighting, madam, when is it going to end? Can we sit down and have a conversation? Exactly. But whenever the woman comes in to resolve it, she's leading you. It's not only financially. Yes. If it has to be the woman who spots that, oh, there's been no sex in this marriage, she's the same one who spots that there's been no this in this marriage. Nobody's leading her, she's leading herself. And if you have two, because when we bring ego into it, and we see men thinking, no, I must establish my authority, I'm the man. Your stating the man is not what makes you the man. It's in the roles that you play. Yeah. Oh, the roof is leaking. I have seen it. But if every time it's the woman that says the roof is leaking, or at night everybody has gone to sleep, you as the head and protector of your home did not check your gates. And in the morning, who left this gate open? And the woman has to do all of that over time. This is not even talking about money now. When we now bring an empowered woman into it, somebody was talking about an actress I have deep respect for and says, it's because she has money. And I said, no. She's been made to stand as the man in her life. Any man that wants to marry her will first of all come in, not with the mindset of she must submit. Because you must earn the respect of her to trust and think, oh, I don't need to provide anymore. I can relax. I'm safe. But if she looks at you and she can, hey, see one guy ahead of me, you spend street, you waste, she would most likely be like, I can't trust this person and risk my financial stability, my financial independence as against this person. And that lack of trust will make her not...
But they always say something that...
Use her feminine
whoever
side.
You get, you take it manage. Because you that went to go and say, this is the person. So if you unfortunately marry somebody who is not a leader, it's your kind of ones. I was watching a video recently, I think it was yesterday or this morning. Somebody saying that the Bible says that, I'm trying to remember the quote. He was just trying to say that man owns a woman. You are owned by your husband. Because that according to him, that's God's intention. That you are called Lord in the Bible. I'm trying to remember the part of the Bible where someone was referring to her spouse as Lord and Master. So now if your master in the Bible, if your master or Lord instructs you or doesn't instruct you, that is the leader you have chosen for your house. And regardless of that, of your choice, regardless of his directive, you have to obey. So in that sense, if you as the woman have chosen somebody who you think cannot lead you, It's your choice. Now, should we be forced to stay with those kind of people when you realize you're being led astray by the person you married?
So you said whether I've chosen or not chosen, that Lord is Lord, Master is Master. If you're Master and you're Lord, that means you're leader. So you will provide because you're Lord and Master. It has nothing to do with my choice. So if I'm just trying to take it from from this perspective now, right? Which I don't even agree with. But if you're Lord and Master over me, right, and I'm servant and submissive, then you should play the roles of. There's no instruction here. There's a manual. Lord, the Master, servant. So if that's the role, you should play the role of Master. Provide. Make sure everything is available. So let me not be running around you left, right, and center.
What if it determines, this is your point, what if it's the one to decide that, Amaka, why do you need 2 Samsung? Not be phone. Use one small Nokia and one this
No problem, you're Master. Now you're not the one that bought it and provided. If we want to go through this analogy
you
now,
see, that's
which
where,
I don't agree with.
No, that's where most likely the disrespect will come in. So a woman might think, I need 2 signature item, and the man thinks you just need item. You don't need signature. Leave signature alone, and the woman accepts first time. But her needs are still her needs, and because that's why that relationship is one of that must only exist when there's love and kindness. If over time she's showing up, she's shown you that she's up to it, and you still not think she's deserving of it, you can't blame her. With time, it's just natural. With time, things will dwindle. That respect, if I can afford this cup, I can actually afford it. And I have shown you I can afford it. But now you are head of the house. And you forget that I'm an adult, that you are married. Because some people, those days, even in the Bible, the wives were young teenage girls. Young women, even in the Quran, the age of marriage then was quite different. Nowadays, you are marrying your best friend from school, you people are 2 years apart. Some 5 years apart. Even when you are 19 years apart, some men know they must show kindness. You are determining my needs, my wants. There's a time you can't continue to determine it.
Why did this person particularly say that you will naturally diminish your submissiveness?
That's the point. That's why I'm totally in agreement. When the person can't help themselves, when they have things to lose, they are afraid of what they can lose, you can control them.
I think
it is about control.
It's a choice, I think it's a choice.
No, I'm saying for men who like to be on top of in control. But when the person no longer has that fear, or when the person says, "Okay, I don't even want again. I don't want cup. I will drink with my hands."
From the woman's part. You can choose to remain submissive, regardless of
with an effort.
Exactly.
With an effort, we are saying
you can choose.
With a kind person, you can choose, and you can sustain. With a wicked and controlling person, with time, it's only a matter of time. It's a time bomb waiting to explode in your face.
So let me come from this angle. So if you can have a kind man that is willing to provide, right? But he's just naturally lazy. You can't push him out of bed. His brain just is not booting. He's not innovative. Nothing is just happening. But he's kind. So, right? Then you can have a man that might not be kind or too kind, but he's a hard worker. He's a provider. Like at the basics, like school fees, there's a roof over your head. But then the excesses, they're not excesses, your other needs, like you want to buy a handbag, other frivolities. He's not kind enough to feel that you need those things. But, he's doing the basics that in his mind. He feels that as a man, I should do.
In his mind.
Yes, and then you see that he's a hard worker, right? But then you as a woman, you become financially and economically empowered to do those things for yourself. So if you come from that perspective, here now, I'm sure what they're trying to say now, are you going to be submissive enough maybe to take permission to be able to provide
permission?
No, I'm just trying to say, like, if it's supposed to be a family pool.
Let me bring a perspective that our producer was saying. He said that this generation of men want women to be both submissive and providers, and this isn't the natural order of things.
Yes.
So who determined the natural order of things? Because I shared before that yes, a man is supposed to be a provider, but it's also the head of the family with or without his ability to provide. And I got that from Mrs. Bokwa Wishika, which she said many years ago, that yes, he is supposed to provide, but there's some times where, for whatever reason, he's unable to. But that should not diminish his responsibility as the head of the family or the respect thereof. So the truth is that we are trying to force men into that. We have not forced them. That's their natural state that God has planned. But there are some times where it doesn't happen. That we must still be submissive and accept that, okay, this man cannot provide it, but yet he's still the head and leader of the house.
See, Morel, those are the exceptions. I always say that statement is very flawed. You know why I say it? A woman will naturally lean towards somebody. Is your reliance on that person? Oh, babes, I need rain. Babes, no, I don't want rain again, I want sun. Your constant need. That's why somebody used the word damsel. You have to be in distress. You constantly want to go. When you know that person, each time you go, it's like a child to their mom. Mommy, I want food. That child will always love and need and come. When the mom turns around and says, stop it, don't ask me for anything. Over time, when the child starts to provide for themselves, you see their authority start to come out. It's just natural. We are talking of psychology now. I had sorry. And it goes also with distrust. Okay, a man can determine for you not to use a mug, a ceramic mug, and say use plastic cup. But he goes out and buys a ceramic mug for himself. Yes. How will you respect? Yes. If earlier in the show, somebody had called me to speak with his wife and all that she moved out of the house. The way he described house, oh my goodness. I said, what kind of woman will have somebody provide shelter in this economic that we are doing now? You know me, just hearing from him one side, had castigated this woman. And then so he says she doesn't pick numbers. Our family members have been calling her. By the time I spoke with that woman, I blocked the man.
Let me take this caller, Lima. Let me pause you for a second. Good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live. Oh, we lost our caller.
Yes, like I want to come from the polygamy. Sorry, are you done?
I wanted to finish the story of what I found when I called her. So a resident he was talking about, this woman had a vying job in Lagos. They were living in Lagos, in Alausa here. And he went to build a house far in Mowe. And the house, it was a property she and him had thought, okay, let's buy. We are building. He built a small BQ there. They were not even completing the toilet when he compelled her to move. And she said, no, the commuting to work will cost me. He said, no, you have to stop work. She had a baby, nursing a baby at the time. So she moved and thought, we are moving together, we are building together. And the man now said, okay, but because you are now there, I need to be in town. So that, and then he got a good accommodation, something that they could have both stayed here. He was deciding while he was leading, he was compelling suffering and hardship on her part and left her there. Said on the particular day she had to carry her baby, she was hungry, no food, and she was calling him, he wasn't picking. She was now broke. She had to go out of knocking on other people that were living in the community's doors to eat. When you demean a woman to that position, you can't blame her when she has to stand up. She had to stand up. She said, I secretly started a business myself. I secretly built myself, and I have gotten a house for myself. I never want to see him again. He didn't have that part, all those issues. And I said, did you tell him? She said, we had this conversation, and I have told him, where I am now, I have nothing to lose. With the security I've given myself now, I will never risk losing it again.
So I think also it's when you as a human being, even when it comes to businesses, when you push other people to find themselves and then to know that they can be independent outside of you. And I think we need to, in relationships or friendships or partnerships, we need to be careful not to, that reliance on each other is important, right? Important. It's super important. Okay, then I want to talk about the angle Maria talked about, like when it comes to polygamy. So we know the environment we find ourselves, the African setting, men believing that they can have more. They can have more than one woman and stuff. And then there's an adage where they say, it's an Igbo adage where they say like that, for you to cheat. So I don't know how to really say it in Igbo, but it means that for you to cheat, you need to acquire a certain status as a man for you to have that right, for you to even think of it or want to have that right. Because how can you not even provide, right? And then you want to go and do extra. Which brings me to this fact that like where most women now are doing a lot for themselves. We live in the world now where women are thriving, okay? Where women are really providing and supporting the homes. And it's painful where a man is not even cheating with his own money. Right? Then you work so hard to provide for the family, to cover that man, because we live in a part of the world where we're trained to cover our men. Even when he's not doing well, what things are not happening, we keep covering. Our family members feel that, oh, this mug is the man that bought it. Why you're the one that bought it? We cover a lot to shield the man, to protect his ego and everything. Because why society believes that, the African society believes that a man should be that provider. So you find that as women, even when you're the one providing, unconsciously somehow, even though you want to show yourself, you still unconsciously submit.
Yes,
because you want to still, when it comes to family, there's a shame factor.
Yeah.
The fact that you're providing, you're providing, it's in our head, regardless of how stubborn the woman wants to be. Somewhere it's there, right? Absolutely. So yes, so then it's not more painful when the man is not using that your money and hard work to cheat.
Hey.
And it's just like pushing someone to we keep pushing someone to, and then we keep pushing to test the person, know when they're going to bounce back. They're going to bounce back, and then they'll start reacting in different ways, which is disrespect. And then they get to the point where they start talking back, and things start happening, things escalate. So it's also imperative and important that in a home where a woman is financially and economically empowered, that the man also has to work on himself.
Yes, to grow.
Yeah.
It takes two.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The man has to work on himself because, like you said, if the man is not working on himself, he's not being kind, he's not doing certain things he's supposed to do, that disrespect must
naturally,
possibly,
naturally, yes.
Okay, I think we can wrap up on this. I mean, I think I like the way you ended this. It's a good way that it takes two. You know, disrespect only happens when somebody obviously is not doing his own part of the bargain. And I think the reason why we talked about this is because a relationships coach braced it and he started bringing up all sorts of angle, and it was important for us to bring it back to the fore to remind everybody that these issues of relationship hasn't on two sides of the coin. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, move on, we continue with our show. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Benga Dainka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Benga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the question.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for Inter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? I think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good talking.
Hello, Naija. The time is right because the prize is right here. Be a part of our turbocharged studio audience for a chance to win amazing and mouth-watering prizes on The Price is Right. Visit www.thepriceisright.ng or The Price is Right on social media for more details on how to participate.
Registration is open to all Nigerians 18 years and above. Come on down, Naija.
It's about time.
The Price is Right is proudly brought to you by Smart Cash powered by Airtel.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
my 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, you Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym though, you're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person you scissors? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Today
we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good.
This is 7 of 7. My name is OJ, and signing a sobriety into my hands tonight on this social experiment called the 7 of 7 is Owen G. What is the name, or what was the name? You see, I want to make them better now.
Rockheart.
No, of the goat when they brought it on stage.
The name of that goat.
Yeah.
We should go there.
No, that one easy now.
I'm just drinking this so that I can ask him my own questions. It's not because of
Buga.
He didn't get it. You know. Okay. Mention 10 female stand-up comedians in Nigeria. See, just mention their stage name. If you annoy me, you will mention their real names and the year they started. And if you annoy me further, you mention the names of their husbands and the names of their children. Try me now. Okay, mention their name.
No, let's just.
No, wait. No, don't. No. Name, real name, stage name, husband name, children name. 10 of them.
Even the 10. That's a lot.
Eh?
That's a lot.
Did I cut your question for you?
Yes.
When you were happy now. With your hunchback.
That was it.
You are wasting time. We don't have time. See, my brother, before we go on a commercial break, you are stubborn. And I told you since. The fact that you play this your hair does not mean. You understand? See this bad hair you are looking at. It's experience. I've suffered before you.
But I try now.
When you there during the military era of Abacha and Babangida, you know what happened?
I be Gen Z.
So that Gen Z,
I call for
I will remove 4 out of 10.
That's like
4 out of 10 the passes. Don't drink this thing. Where baby you are on here. Drink out. If I land you.
This is 7 of 7. My name is OJ, and signing a sobriety into my hands tonight on this social experiment called the 7 of 7 is Owen G. What is the name, or what was the name? You see, I want to make them better now.
Rockheart.
No, of the goats when they brought it on stage.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. AJ, can you close the show, Father?
Ladies and gentlemen, number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym, though. You're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
This is. That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What is his name?
That woman.
Thanks for staying with us. So Mariam is here. Welcome to the show, Mariam. Good to have you. About the traffic, but first I'll come to you in a second. Let me just invite our guest who's here. So we have a guest. She has a passion for innovation and deep understanding of consumer behavior, a champion for financial inclusion, which has given birth to her vision to revolutionize the loyalty landscape in Africa. She's currently the acting managing director of Bundle, a customer-centric, loyal platform changing how businesses reward customers and drive growth. Welcome with us, Kemi Balogun in the building. Good to have you.
Thank you.
So I'll come back to you in a second because Mariam is just joining us because she's been in the craziest traffic in Lagos this morning.
Yes,
what happened?
I was at Ojota from 7:30 up until now.
Wow. What?
Yes, all that time. Of course, it's been raining all night long.
Yeah.
Well, even since yesterday for where I live, and driving to work today. Of course, we know Korodu Road is completely flooded. You know, you had to even take like different routes because traffic back to back. Then you have all those big containers on the road as well because they have been sort of slowed down by the rain. And then we all ended up. So Maryland, there's traffic there, and then you drive up to Ojota, and then there's traffic forever. And then till I got here now, it's terrible.
Well, you brought the heat, so that's good. So when we open our phone lines for Nigerians to call in, especially for the flood, because lots of Nigerians are complaining on social media and showing us pictures from Third Mainland Bridge, the whole work. So send us your pictures and also call and let us know your experience. We'd like to offer our platform to you to share your experiences. But first, we have our Woman We Love segment here. Welcome to the show, Kemi.
Thank you. Yes, welcome.
One of the things we do on this show is celebrate women who are doing different things in different fields. And when we heard of you as the acting managing director of Bundle, and we see all the work you've done in your industry, we just thought to come bring you on our show and share with us how you started, how you came into this industry, and just a bit about yourself and how you worked your way here, so we can all learn from your experience.
Okay, so my name is Kemi Balogun. Thanks for inviting me. I think I started off within the risk management industry, and I worked there practically for about 10 years across health, insurance typically. I'd done a bit of marketing. I think that was practically for about 2 months. And then I went back to school after 10 years of working, studied strategy and innovation in Side Business School, and also did my MBA at Imperial College. Since then, I've worked within the tech industry, literally, for innovation. where I served within VFD Group, and recently appointed the acting managing director of Bundle, which is a loyalty platform that rewards customers for every single action they make, technically.
So I hear that loyalty platforms a lot. Some people say you have loyalty card. What exactly? How would you really? How does it translate to rewards?
Okay.
For the buyer.
Okay, so for us, it's literally instant gratification for every single action you make. So I'll say I go to a store to buy something and I want to get my points there. I know a lot of people have said over time that they've had rewards and they couldn't get it back once the company stopped. So we're literally like the middleman between the company, whose focus is not the to reward, where that business, and every single point is 10 naira on our platform. So as you earn, like you get points, you literally are earning something from that business. What we've also done for large institutions is literally carry out to build a loyalty as a service platform that allows them to integrate directly with those with our platform, so it doesn't stop their daily businesses across board.
Let's go back to how you started off school-wise. Where did you go to school? How did you get into? Or did you always wanted to be a techie person from the beginning?
So I started off studying economics in Bangkok, and then I went into risk management. I think I got a bit bored, but working with the MD then, who is also a female, a woman, and she had said to me, you know, there's this course in Oxford that would literally suit to what your dreams and help you align with your dreams, and it was strategy and innovation. So I took a year off, went back to school, and it was fun. And while I was in with AXA, I think what I did more was technology and partnerships and also integrations with other companies. So it really spiked that aspect of me to see what I could do differently. I think over time, I also started an agri-tech business, which I stopped. I tried to sell livestock online. So it was all that whole, while I worked with AXA, that helped me to realize the need for technology and how I could impact different businesses across board. But yes, working within in Bundle has been a different experience because it's actually giving back to the society. It's practically different from what it is that we do, because it's enriching the lives of individuals, helping businesses to grow in terms of customer retention, helping businesses to keep their customers and also get new businesses across board. Yeah.
So you
what would you
okay, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Okay. So you talked about like trying to sell livestock online. So was that when you spearheaded the development of a credit product for small-scale farmers in collaboration with Lagos Business School and VFD?
No, that was quite different. So the livestock was while I worked with AXA, and I kind of wanted to do something of my own. And because at that time it was more of AXA would literally empower you to do your own things as well. So I had that time to work around both. I wanted to do something around tech, and I realized that there was a need for livestock. And each time you wanted to buy livestock during the peak period, because of demand and supply, the prices just increased. Yeah. So I had that experience within how I can provide. I could provide life insurance to the farmers as well, and health insurance across this platform. Aside from just selling the livestock, that's what this happened. But in terms of the partnership with LBS, literally was how we could create embedded finance through the bank, the VFD Microfinance Bank, and how we can empower farmers as well. So it was still that whole knowledge of the farming ecosystem and how we can bring credit to little farmers across board. And we were able to create an embedded finance products literally for this category of people.
Do you have any young people that go ahead, Mara?
So listening to you, I feel like you're motivated. I may be wrong. Just motivated by maybe doing good than profit. Is there anything really in your growing up years that may have sort of guided you that way? So all the jobs you've talked about, you're very consistent in describing how it has benefited nearly everyone in that ecosystem. So I'm hearing that a lot. Is that something that I got right, or I'm imagining?
I would say every business, you really want to make a profit, so that's key and that's given. However, you also don't want to start a business that doesn't empower people. I think that's where a lot of businesses fail, where you just create things that people don't need and it doesn't help your life. So how do I enrich you How do I ensure that whatever products and service I'm bringing will better your life? It's literally in that. So if there's no purpose, for me, I don't
So
think...
not many people actually think that way.
Oh,
Some
okay.
people think like, well, how do I go and cash out?
Oh, okay.
You know, so to hear you say that, so I'm thinking, is there something about you or your upbringing that, is it Christianity, is it religion, is it anything that made you feel, you know, wherever I go, I want to make such an impact that I just don't make money out of it. You know,
I think it's literally maybe my mentors and how I've watched them grow their businesses over time. So I've seen businesses that have failed short term and businesses that have grown over time. Working particularly across the risk management company which I have worked in, and VFD has helped me to realize that it's really where I work right now, is that every single action you make has to create that sort of value. I think my mentors will always say, if you're not creating value, then you should be out of business, really. And so it helps businesses grow over time. So if you're not that person, you will just be there for like 2-3 years. But you want to grow a business that your children and grandchildren can actually work. So it's generational wealth. I think that's how you start businesses now.
We wish you all the best. Thank you so much for joining. We see the work you do, and we just wanted to encourage you as women like you. So do an amazing job in the tech world, and we're always here to support you in whatever you're doing.
Thank you very much.
All right. We're going to go on a short break now. We'll come back. We'll continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
It's downright time to speak.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Benga Dainka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Benga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the question.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata bata, I go drink. So,
okay. So now one chance for Inter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this, because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? I think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking, because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good talking.
Hello, Niger. The time is right because the prize is right here. Be a part of our turbocharged studio audience for a chance to win amazing and mouth-watering prizes on The Price is Right. Visit www.thepriceisright.ng or The Price.
Thanks for staying with us. So it's a rainy Wednesday in Lagos today, and everywhere is wet and flooded. Even areas that don't normally flood, whatever today, it's flooded. We'd like to open our phone lines to Nigerians to call us from all over the state, and even in the outside Lagos, in case you're experiencing similar rains in your own area. Please give us a call on 081-0764-103 1679 090-241-63440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweets. Share with us your experiences today so far with the rains out there. I'll start with Miriam because she just got in.
Yes.
And which area exactly was flooded when you were coming? Which area did you see?
Like I said, so Ikorodu Road, definitely parts of it were flooded as of the time I was there. The other side, which is where what I use going back, that's completely shut down. I don't even know when those people will get to work or if their school runs, whatever. But coming, after a few meters like that, then there's serious flooding. So you divert off like the service lanes and, get back on the express.
Wow.
But then once you hit that Maryland under that bridge, then you're in traffic until, at the time I got there, there was a bit of space. So drove to that bridge towards Ojota. Now that's where you'll be in traffic up until I got here. And I see that once you get on the express as well, the express here, there's traffic all the way. So all those that are going, towards, that's the Ibadan axis, they're completely stuck in traffic. So it's really terrible, and there's flooding everywhere, yes. So there were parts where my car really went deep into the water. Much smaller cars, those ones that were nearly covered.
You drive a Mercedes, right? I'm always scared of Mercedes because Mercedes always have issues in water. I was worried for you. Well, I don't know maybe they fixed it, but there was a time that Mercedes, we still lots of Mercedes stopping on the road. But we'd like to get some videos, pictures. I think our producer is working on a few videos. I think Third Mainland Bridge ahead. Third Mainland Bridge, that's our brand new Third Mainland Bridge ahead is flooded.
Yes. Is it the bridge itself? Or
Yanoworo.
Yes, that one
place,
that goes down.
that goes down there. So that area, there's water everywhere.
I think I'll just advise everybody that doesn't. Sorry.
Coming to work, I usually take that end. I come in through the Bagada Yanoworo to work just to avoid, because I think it's higher. So for coming, we're even having, water puddles everywhere, but those below going inwards Third Mainland were already blocked. All the way from Third Mainland, not just the Oworo end. All the way from Third Mainland, you can see the traffic this way, all the car lights, because it was still dark. I got in before 7, but around 6:48 today. And the stretch of the traffic had gotten to Ogudu. So for you to understand, I'm wondering how it will be now, the way Miriam is saying, I'd rather choose going home. I have this, I don't know if it's scientific. If it rains and the rain comes from the east towards my window, it's usually expected that it won't be so flooded. But if it's coming from the west for me, I'll be like, this rain go flood ground. God, please.
How do you know where the rain is coming from?
Okay, so I know the east because I pray towards the east. So when it's flooding, it's raining this way, I'll be like, okay, you can measure it from experience living there. Then if it's coming from the west, and this morning was coming from the west, all the clothes I put outside, everything, the windows, I was like, this rain, God. I told myself, this is the kind of rain you go back in your blanket and sleep. But then I still carried my laptop and bags and thought after work I will go to the firm.
Thank you for coming to work. We appreciate that you made
it. You see the rain, the prediction now. Everywhere is flooded, and I don't know how I'm going to get back home.
And it's so funny how yesterday I told you that there were just showers of rain and Lekki Phase 1 was flooded. So I would just advise anybody that lives in Lekki Phase 1, if you cannot swim, but today is the swimming day.
Oh, please.
I'm telling you, yesterday there were just showers of rain, and as my car went so deep into the water, you can now imagine today what's going to happen. So if you can't swim, just stay at home. If you have no business, if it's not urgent, stay at home.
I was supposed to go today. I have a meeting in Ikoyi after the show. I'm not going.
You will not even leave this gate.
Make it virtual.
I want to tell the bell. I want to call the please, guy. I cannot make a meeting.
But I don't know. Maybe when the rain stops and it starts getting dry, things.
It's not going to dry.
My secretary just dropped a message now that she has not gotten a bus since, and she just wants to try from Oshodi, Mafuluku, where she lives, to Ikeja. She cannot get transport. Everywhere is flooded.
Yeah.
Me too, I've seen pictures of Oshodi under the bridge. That's Oshodi Sale, not the Oshodi Oke now. Flooded. So it's most likely going to be like that around town. The Oshodi end from that Toyota bus stop today, I took the service lane. Immediately, I will go in the middle lane. I went to the service lane, passed in front of the charity military barracks, and stayed on that extreme end because it's a bit higher. You can predict where the water, even though the roads are flooded, you can predict at least your car will go up small on that side. And I saw the people that took the risk of passing that middle lane, how they were now stuck in the water. I was like, you don't know this road.
Anyway.
You know, it's always been. But the cause of this flood, Mariah, let's say the truth, is clogged drainages. And Lagosians must carry the answer by themselves. In my neighborhood, the reason why we're suffering it is because we have people who live and dump their waste using stick to push it into the gutters. We have these wide gutters. That's what they did for us, at least this wide. You could stand on top of it and it is full with wastage. This what's that plate? Styrofoam plates that they ban. If you there, pure water sachets, if you the bottles, this high. You stand on top of it and they still defecate on it. I started doing exercises working with my husband on weekends. And my husband was like, I'm not working with you again. You see in my eye, they say, don't be carrying me past this corner. Past this corner. You know, what we are doing with our hands, we cannot come and call government alone for it. Because why will Oshodi be flooded? And it's not even abating in a few hours.
So this is like...
Oshodi, is it Lekki? Is Surulere Lekki? Is under the bridge, straight fair, is it Lekki? These were areas where when it rains, the waters go after a while. So but if the water is not going...
Third Mainland Bridge, this is Third Mainland Bridge, the Yanawuro
end.
Yeah.
Maybe you see the waste by that bridge.
We call it Third Mainland Bridge.
So it's the Yanawuro,
the
linking to Third Mainland Bridge. That's Third Mainland Bridge going over there.
Yeah, exactly.
You can see that this is the...
this is not even too bad.
Because my brother even had an early flight catch this morning. He said that his Uber was now spoiled.
Oh,
yes, without the water and everything. That it was just such a stressful morning.
We need to discuss waste management and waste collection again.
Yes.
The way we used to emphasize it once upon a time on the show, we need to emphasize it again. They need to start to punish neighborhoods where Thursdays you are not packing your waste and the lawmakers don't come and pack it. We need to start to talk about it because this flood that we are all experiencing, that we're shouting. There's clogged drainages. Some people are building in my estate. One person will carry sandbags and block drainages because his house is lower and he doesn't want the water coming from up.
Let me pause you for a second. I'm told we have the Commissioner for Environment on the phone with us, Honorable Tokunbo Wahab. This is obvious, just like Nima said, this obviously is as a result of all clogged drainages. Good morning, sir. Hello, Honorable Wahab. Okay, we lost him. Hopefully he can call back. Just as he said, because I even want to find out from him, the places, the buildings they pulled down on the island, has it
allowed for better?
Has it allowed for better flow of the water in those areas? That's one. What other areas is it looking to see to ensure that they clear the drainages and pull down houses that are blocking the drainages? So it would be good to hear from him on exactly what's being done because Lagos is almost practically underwater right now because of all the rains, consistent
rain. There was a prediction one time that says most of Lagos will be underwater by, was it 2030? And I remember Mariah just going like this.
God forbid.
God forbid.
This 2030 is tomorrow.
Well, I'm still trying to make sure that, I got the date right. But I know that there's a prediction that shows that Lagos State, not too distant future, will be mostly underwater. And so I understand the Commissioner of Environment, this particular commissioner, I think he's much more...
proactive.
Yeah, proactive, or he seems to be much more insistent on making sure that Lagosians, do what is right by the environment. But yes, we have problems of waste management, definitely. Individually, now, we cannot all point to government in this case. Individually, in our homes and the way that we live our lives, how do we, how do we take care of our waste? What do we do when we're walking around? Where does our waste end up? And that's on one side. On government side too, what is the long-term plan on making sure that once we clear, because I see that happening now, there's some kind of waste, so it's not plastic or anything, but like builders, they'll do some building, then they'll heap it over drainages, and the rain comes and you see that it starts to form a whole puddle and flooding around that place. So it looks like there are other types of waste also that government has not been able to find out how they can immediately excavate, Then there's climate change, whether we like it or not. We're going to have more rains this year, I hear, than any other years so far. So what are we doing also government-wise to make sure that people do not suffer the,
I'm told the commissioner is back on the phone. Good morning, sir. What is wrong with our lines? This
Is it the rain?
It's the rain.
Couldn't be the
The
rain.
rain?
Oh, okay. We thought we lost you. So, Lagos is practically flooded today. What do you have to say about it?
Thank you, Morayo. To start with, I think I want to just appeal to our people.
Go ahead, we can hear you, sir. Hello? Okay, we can't hear you at all in the studio. We're trying to get him back because maybe our phone lines are also flooded. The phone masts.
Well, I wanted to say, being in traffic, I know that it's raining, but I would have loved to see more of our LASMA and traffic personnel on the roads. That would help really to maintain some order. As you know, Nigerians, when there is no personnel to watch us and tell us how to move, we're just in each other's lanes. And so that has caused major traffic in places that otherwise would have just flown freely.
Okay, let's go to try to go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll try to see if we can bring our guest back. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur. Welcome to our hacker. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Benga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the question.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for Inter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? I think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk now. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good talking.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still talking about the floods going on right now in Lagos. Let's take a few comments on social media. What about people saying?
Not about the flood, about the part I missed. How did I miss this hot topic? But Bilkis says, not true. There's nothing natural about arrogance. A submissive woman would be submissive regardless. It's mostly about character, and it shouldn't be generalized for every woman being a provider instead of the husband. There are good, godly, and humble women out there. And then Oluwa Pelumi says, agree or not, men don't stop being the providers.
Ogunmola Emmanuel says, what you're talking about is the inherent characteristics of a woman who prefers a man to be always ahead of her intellect and financial status. If a more capable woman marries a man below her status, whether he's a hard worker or not, see finish will happen by default. But let's go to the environment topic. Dame Ebika says Lagosians should stop pouring out their waste in the drainages. Someone was talking about building modern infrastructure. I think I refreshed and I've lost it.
Andrew Streatham says, Miriam, it is... Okay, I don't know. Antarctica is melting and the ocean levels are rising. By 2015, Banana Island would have totally submerged and the sea would have conquered VI. Also, this Andrew Streatham. And he says,
he was a meteorologist.
Also, almost every house in Lagos has its ground cemented. Where will the water go? So yes, a lot of houses in Lagos, we all have those paved.
Nobody's, yes, we don't have
so water does not
anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the Mebika says, Lagosians, especially mainland people, need to stop throwing rubbish into the roads and gutters. I agree. I see too many. This one says, the commissioner will only come here and make excuses. Just reason said Tokunbo Wahab would only talk about the citizens' misdemeanors and not what government is doing. Not that government is failing the people with poor infrastructure.
Anyway, we have to wrap up on that. But the truth is that every Nigerian can write a book about what government is doing wrong. In fact, the baby that is inside the womb will tell you that Nigeria did this, government is bad, they are corrupt, they've not cleared this thing. We can write an encyclopedia what government is doing. When do we start talking to ourselves and stop worrying about who is highlighting what we're doing? I mean, it irks me. The easiest thing to do for anybody to sit behind their phone is to government did this, government did that. Yes, I can tell you what government did
collaboration,
off the top of my head. But we also must begin to highlight what we have to do. Just like you said, to stop, bag your trash, tie it up, put it in the bin. But no, they throw it. I saw people say, it's a
collaboration. So I've done,
certainly.
Let's say I do my part.
Yes.
And what happens with Loma picking up? Yeah. What happens with, there are different levels to it. Also, where we finally dump it, how are we managing that waste,
And don't allow people come and raid your bin. When people come, you might do your part, and then all those people that come they come and then they open it and they scavenge it.
So the point I was trying to make is that the government part, we know, we see, we read, we see it every single day. We need to also start reminding ourselves what to do. So community leaders, church leaders, estate leaders, let's remind ourselves of what our responsibilities are.
I need to say this, we've been generating our water because water corporation has failed, government has failed.
Yeah.
We have learned to generate our power. We even talked about it earlier because government has failed. Where government is saying, we're charging you band A, but there's really no band A power, but you must pay it. Nigerians will resort to generating. We don't need to start to resort to recycling our waste. The environmental impact of a Nigeria and each of us, the recycling, if I choose to burn my waste, everybody is burning. Imagine what will happen to the ozone. Government has a role of the collective and they must play it.
Nobody is disputing that.
No, that's
I'm just reminding you that thing you just said, we've said it a million times. Anyway, I have to run off, but let me end with this. We are experiencing, I think the Commissioner of Environment was trying to reach us, but we can't reach him. So he sent a message saying that we are experiencing flash flooding because the tidal level of the lagoon is high. So that's the reason why we're having this flood. And so it could cause us a flash flooding. So that means it's just for this moment, this season. Because the tidal level of the lagoon is high. So I guess we still need to bring him back to give us more clarity on what's being done as regards clearing of the drainages and pulling down buildings that are built on the drainage channels across the state.
Yes.
That's all we can take on today's show. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.